Sit down, sit down. Is that even this thing? Anybody? Oh, it's upside down.
Can't see.
Yeah, look, they are on each.
Hello.
Boy, this is not your go. Now get out of the way. No, they know you're the baddest kid ever. It's what's interrupt his brother's shit. I am the baddest bloke ever. You look like a fucking Simon, like your brother, like your uncle. Trying to set it up. Yeah.
Abel, here.
Play it.
Abel, here.
Yeah.
Mom.
Oh, hey. 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 I'll turn this on, but I want to put it on an extension cord so I can put it around here. Winnie, Abel, go. Abel,
On your way out, you would have known it.
go get Hammy to come here, please. Just tell her to open this up. Tell her I want to see it here. Are you playing, boy?
Yeah. Look. What? What did you do?
Nothing, go.
Oh.
Oh, shut back.
What?
Come across the news.
What?
News alert. Woman aged between 30 and 59 are most likely to carry coronavirus without symptoms. These calls are back to quarantining away from men and children. The local spas and wineries are a designated local quarantine centre. Send women immediately. No contact for 14 days while they
Can you plug the fan cord into an extension cord?
Bob.
You got them over there, you know the long cords.
Well, this is my UFC 248 post-fight special. We're going to get to results. We're going to get to analysis. We're going to get to your questions. Please, 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 subscribe now. Donate to the Super Chat if you'd like to get one of your questions. If you don't want any spoilers, now's the time to go. Without further ado, let's get things started, shall we?
Right. So pass, open that up. Open that up.
All right. And I'm going to put just like a double subscribe
I'll talk to
there.
you.
Please, by all means.
Good Joe hands.
Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
Now plug that in there and give me that in. I'll plug down here.
We'll go about an hour tonight,
yeah, we'll go this way.
That should be fun. But subscribe,
wrap it around the speakers.
And
plug it in there.
Question answer. You can donate the super chat. We'll get to that towards.
Is it plugged in over there?
I'm not getting killed. Mom.
Or put it at the back of the speakers here.
Right.
Feed it along the wall.
I'm not getting killed. Look.
All right.
Oh, that's good. That means it's not using up that four-way pattern.
What NFL?
I just unplugged it and the wall in the fridge. It actually makes the fridge better.
Wow. All right. UFC.
Yeah, then unplug this and plug in the cord.
Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. Typically, Las Vegas, Nevada. In your main event, Israel Adesanya defeats Yoel Romero to win on the judges' scorecards 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. Honestly, I could have seen this fight really go even.
If you want to come and watch a movie with me, put the two chairs there, we'll date night. Hey? Get the popcorn maker, get the two like thin chairs there. You want to do that? Bit of a date night? Well, the kids can watch a movie in there. We'll come in here.
In the single digits, not at all what anyone was expecting, I think. Well, maybe some were, but I don't think that was the prevailing wisdom. The wisdom was not. The thought was, if Adesanya was going to win, maybe it could go the distance, but you thought he might win inside the distance. You thought if Romero had a chance, it absolutely had to go short. It couldn't have gone the whole thing. Because you would have thought, well, his gas
you feel that?
hold up. He would have to, You're going to get it done against the guy as crafty as Adesanya is going to have to get it done inside.
That is a good idea.
Instead, it goes the distance. It goes the distance in a way where you didn't get really the best of Adesanya. You didn't get the best of Romero.
Yeah.
You didn't really get the best showcase of the middleweight division.
Yeah, that's good.
That was a weird one.
Let's come from that wall.
Let's start with Adesanya because he's your winner, and I'm fine with that. I don't really have an issue with it. You guys know I've been a big believer.
Who's that boy on the screen?
Changes. But I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of pushback. I'm reading from reports in Las Vegas, one of my colleagues in Sirius XM reporting that people were walking out during the main event, and you could hear audibly the boos that were happening there. It, to me, feels like a mix of two different things. It feels like a mix of, one, some of the pushback that Adesanya received after he beat Silva.
Yes, yeah.
Right, you'll recall after that you had people tweeting out, "Oh, I think
You're on that
he's super overrated, and he's not that guy, and for a guy who's supposed to be super technical."
Gonna use this boy to look around like that.
Somebody who, in that case, was over the hill, Anderson Silva. In this case, maybe Abel, and
then walk with that one.
Striker that Adesanya is. How come you can't get it done? So I'm seeing shades of that, and I'm also seeing a little bit of the kind of pushback Anderson Silva received. It was at UFC 97 when he fought Demian Maia in Abu Dhabi, and that was different. Where you thought maybe Silva's playing around, or what was he doing, or you just felt like Maia was really overmatched. So it doesn't match that, but this moment where you're like, well, if this guy is really as good as everyone says he is, and he's the next big thing, why did he put us through this incredibly boring affair where he just is basically giving a middle finger to the audience, right? So it's a little bit of, it's sort of threading that needle in both of those directions from the fan response. I think the rational response, well, actually, let me back up. I don't want to be dumb about this. Let me say this. If you paid money to go to this event, you probably had higher expectations for this. I think that's probably fair to say. If you paid money on pay-per-view, or you went to a bar tonight, or however you took this in, you probably were expecting something a little bit more dramatic than what you got. And so in the sense that you felt like Adesanya didn't hold up, and Romero perhaps, I don't know how you're slicing that, but they didn't hold up their end of the bargain to give what you paid for. I think you have a right to feel a little bit like that was a sort of, look, from an entertainment standpoint, you can't say anything other than that was probably a bit of a letdown. On the other hand, this is why all that stuff, like, look, the weigh-ins are fun, but they're usually just for show. All the media that these guys do ahead of time, it's fun and it's interesting, and maybe they believe half the things they say, or even more than that. But a lot of it's just for show. At the end of the day, it's an X's and O's consideration. It is chess. And my feeling was Adesanya took a long look at the damage that Whitaker incurred over the course of 10 rounds with that beast, and he realized, you can fight this guy a certain way, but you might come out the other end, even if you get your hand raised, not being able to perform the way you have been before. And so he took an approach that was very cautious. You heard the language that Adesanya employed prior to the Silva fight, being like, I know about all his tricks, I know about all his traps.